Just go through it for me a bit, Pete. You were obviously closed, then you reopened, closed again, and as we said, now poised for opening again. What have you learned through this? Is there a rule book at all that you can follow?
Well, thanks for having me, guys. Certainly there is no playbook or rule book. And we were open the entire time during lockdown doing a takeout business. We had a pretty good takeout business going along. And then the dining rooms reopened here in Florida with some restrictions on May 4th. And there was just a lot of confusion and a lack of synergy between city, county, and state, and some confusing guidelines. But we did the best we could. And we're really fortunate to have the community with such a huge supportive role here for us, and really just came out and put their arms around us. And then we just started having some people that weren't feeling good at the beginning of June, and we told them to go get tested. And then kind of there was a little bit of a domino effect. We're such a popular bar and restaurant scene down here. There's over 250 bars and restaurants here in downtown St. Pete, and people just kind of glob together. They hang out together. They live together. They work together. They love together. And we had to come and make the difficult decision back on the 12th to close down in the middle of Friday dinner service. And it's been a little bit of a tricky time, but we felt confident to go forward and try to get everybody tested and really try to be responsible, make sure the safety of our guests and both of our staff.
Yeah. Pete, listen, we can appreciate the difficulty of what you're dealing with there, but I have to ask, cases in Florida are going up. They continue to go up dramatically. You had employees who tested positive for the virus. How do you deal with that now? What are you changing in terms of your protocols that gives you confidence you're not going to keep getting employees who keep getting the virus?
Well, I think the market has certainly responded since we kind of started the domino effect. There's been several other bars and restaurants. I'd say it's up to about 2 dozen here in our area. The market's responded that people aren't going out as much right now. There was certainly some confidence as far as going out back in May. If you asked anybody in the streets around here, no one really knew anybody that was sick. And now just going forward, we're trying to be a little bit more stringent about things. There's a new mandatory mask policy for staff and now patrons here in Pinellas County that just starting this week. So we just got to be a little extra cautious. I think a lot of people let their guard down. We did a full sanitizer treatment with the local company here. We're just going to do the best we can and try to maintain some optimism and a lot of positivity and try to give people a little bit of solace of having a nice meal and being able to kind of be with people where they can safely.
Yeah, Pete, you just mentioned there's really no playbook and that some of the guidance has been conflicting across different levels of government. I wonder, as a business owner, do you think face masks should be mandated by the state?
As a general rule of thumb for me, I'm pretty much against new ordinances and laws that are difficult to enforce. And, we could probably go down the rabbit hole about the idea of more regulations. But I think it's probably a good move right now just to make people feel more comfortable. We're in the comfort business here in hospitality. We want people to feel comfortable, and that seems to be a change that there's been a whole mindset change here in our community where people are really going forward with it. My staff certainly doesn't love it. They were doing really well all throughout May. No one was getting sick. And then once we started opening up dining rooms and people started coming in, it feels like the patrons were the ones that got our staff sick. So, but we're just going to go forward and follow all the guidelines and be responsible and try to get through this thing. We're hoping that some of this fear will subside here over the course of the summer.